Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen, hot off the heels of CitizenCon. We've got the 2954 IAE, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, coming up. And this looks like it's going to start on the 22nd of November, on Friday, just under a month away. Let's talk about what we know about what ships are going to turn up, what might turn up. We've got an Alpha 3.24.3 patch, which is currently on OpenPTU, that will be going live for that event as well. It's basically the IAE patch, so that's currently playable. This build, CIG said, didn't have the IAE or new ships available just yet, but they're going to be testing that during the PTU phases before the release, before it goes live. They're also testing the new global event, some more of the Save Stanton mission. If that is in good state, it's quite possible that they'll be running the Save Stanton set of missions during the IAE, and it sort of makes sense because there's going to be a free fly during that period, so everyone could try Star Citizen for free. Everyone will be able to rent all the ships at the IAE for free as well. It's a great time to get people into Star Citizen to try out a load of stuff. It is also the time that CIG make most of their money during a year. I suppose that's not entirely true. It's the event which makes the most money out of all the other events during the year. And really, this is more competing with Fleet Week, which I believe this year was the biggest Fleet Week they've ever had. And last year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo made around like $25 million, I believe. This year's October hasn't been as good for Star Citizen, so they're actually a little bit behind by like $5 or so million compared to what they were on previous years, but I still think they're going to smash it this year with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I think there's going to be a lot of money coming in, but we'll have to sort of wait and see. So what is going on with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo this year? Well, it looks like the headliners, or at least the starting manufacturers, are going to be Crusader and Tumbrel, and it appears that, as I said, the IAE will be starting on the 22nd of November and running until the 5th of December. It looks like it's going to be at the Tobin Convention Center, New Babbage on Microtech, and every 24 hours a new manufacturer will take the expo hall and you can rent all of the ships there, and you'll be able to purchase all of the ships as well. Some of the ships will be available in waves to purchase because they're sort of rarer ships, things like the 890, but they also sell things like the Aegis Javelin and the Idris. These are typically sold in 3 waves when they have these rarer ships or expensive ships, and they're sold when the ship goes live, when it changes over at around 4 p.m. UTC, and then 8 hours afterwards for the next wave, and then 8 hours after that for the third and final wave. So, some new ships. What are we expecting? Well, we had a teaser from CitizenCon, and CIG also said that the Starlancer Max, the Mirai Guardian, and the Polaris, they should all be ready and in the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and ready to fly, or at least that was my understanding. But also, in that 3.24.3 patch, we can see mentions of the Crusader Intrepid, the Terrapin Medic, and the F7 Hornet Mark II variants, all of which they teased during CitizenCon. I don't know if they're all going to be flyable or just on sale and appearing in the Expo Hall in some way. We've been expecting a Crusader starting ship for a while though, and pretty much every ship will be available to purchase during the IAE, but also rent and fly, so you should be able to try out the Polaris for free, but also if you want to buy a Polaris with real money, you can. Remember, all the stuff that's going to be added in the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo will typically go into the game early 2025, early next year, so they put it in the next major patch, but they want to have at least a 3 months exclusivity period typically for new ships and vehicles being added to the game being flyable before they are purchasable in-game and in-game shops. Now, there were some other ships revealed at CitizenCon for building, and it's quite possible these will be on sale during the IAE, but it's also possible that I suppose that they'll want to save the sale for those until they're closer to actually having base building in game. So these are things like the CSV FM, the fabrication model of that vehicle, the Starlancer BLD, the build version, the reconcepted Pioneer, which assumedly would have a price increase. In fact, all of those ships coming flyable in the IAE should go up in price. I say all those ships. I think the only one that was concepted that was previously on sale was the Polaris, actually, out of all of the ones we mentioned. Is it possible that they'll sell the little crafting trolley for base building, it's possible they sold the exosuits right, but they also made the exosuits immediately available in-game. Very smart CIG. We could see some other surprises with more ships and vehicles either on sale or flyable. I'm really interested to see how it all turns out. I love the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. We'll be covering that. We'll be streaming or making a video on that every day about what's available in the expo hall and all the different ships. What's this? A Tobii eye tracker ad? I have compiled a list of suitable occasions to purchase the Tobii eye tracker as a present. For yourself, for your nan's 80th birthday. She may be an avid player of Star Citizen, or you can just go, oh no, Nan, you don't like it, it's okay, I'll use it for you, don't worry. Baby showers, or an infant's birthday. There are very few situations where the Tobii eye tracker is not the perfect gift. The Tobii eye tracker gives you natively supported high-precision head and eye tracking for Star Citizen, and a load of other games for that matter. There's a load of cool bits like Tobii Ghost, so you can see where eyes are looking, but also you got camera boost, which is like mouse acceleration for your head. Until the 28th of October, you can grab 15% off by using the link below. There's also a sweepstake running where you can grab yourself a Star Citizen ship and starter pack. Again, links below. Now, back to the video. There's some actual other bits and bobs in that 3.24.3 patch. There's a load of bug fixes. That's the main sort of stuff that's in here. The MISC Hull C's quantum drive, they've solved some issues with that. Load of problems with ASOP terminals, Vulcan and motion blur issues, the attrition series of weapons not firing, remote turrets being equipable to the wrong slots, and ejecting in a Marine Commander match didn't count to your death or penalties. They've also been fiddling around with full screen. Borderless is now just being called full screen. This is interesting. So I'm following a thread at the moment where they're talking about Vulcan and full screen and graphics updates and them moving over to Vulcan fully. They may well put in borderless full screen and full screen as separate options again over the next few mini patches. They're going to be sort of moving over to Vulcan, it seems. CIG Sylvan, who is a fantastic engine programmer there, also said, I've just submitted the new full screen mode, which should arrive in 3.24.3. In this mode, the select resolution will become the base render res, and the engine spatial upsample and downsamples it at the end of your native full screen resolution. Note that the console and some UI, like the menu, will always render in the native full screen resolution. This can be combined with temporal upsampling, e.g. with a 4K monitor and 1080p res and 66% temporal upsampling. The engine renders in 720p before TSR. Temporal upsampling min resolution, e.g. DLSS, has also been lowered from 1080p to 720p. Note that selecting resolutions with a different aspect ratio than your monitor breaks the UI at the moment. It will be fixed in the future. So they are tweaking a load of this stuff. They're getting the graphics options in order and resolutions and stuff, and all the options that you might want for when they fully move over to Vulcan in the near future. So some other bits and bobs. Alpha 3.24.2 has been getting various hotfixes and like mini patches to deal with some of its issues. The 3.24.2 and 0.3 patches are based on the 4.0 code base, which is great because they are effectively bug fixing for 4.0 at the moment. And your Alpha 4.0 updates, they briefly had a streamable, videoable build up recently for marketing around CitizenCon, it seems. Might see some more of that with like Pyro Playground and that sort of stuff, which is great. Hoping that Alpha 4.0 will go out to open PT or at least wider PT more permanently in the very near future. It's still planned for 4.0 by the end of the year currently, but I believe the major focus from a lot of CIG at the moment is the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and 3.24.3, but obviously, yeah, a huge portion are also working on those 4.0 updates. So you'll see a lot of both throughout November and December. Next week, we should have Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live back, although I suspect them to focus on a lot of what was talked about at CitizenCon. Nothing wrong with that. There was a lot talked about at CitizenCon, and the march towards Star Citizen 1.0 as a commercial release. Boom! That's your updates for today. I am really excited for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I love it because there's a load of new ships and you can try them all for free, and I do like the excitement of new ships and them being on sale. I like covering that and talking about it. I'm really interested to know what your thoughts are on those ships as well. The Star Lancer Max, the Mirai Guardian, the Polaris should be there, but also we might be seeing the Crusader Intrepid, the Terrapin Medic or Medivac, and those additional Hornet Mark II variants Do you want any of those ships? Are you expecting other ships to turn up? Is there something that you're hoping to grab, like a Kraken or something? Do you think CIG are going to break records with their funding again this year or not? Whatever your thoughts or questions, chuck them in the comments below. But also, listen to this beautiful potato-headed chap about getting NordVPN, because it could save your life. Now, admittedly, there would have to be a lot going on for that to save your life. That would have to be a whole plot of a film. Unlikely, but possible. A very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, CIG had taken over the development of NordVPN. And at NordVPN, the yearly Nord Fan Fest, they were releasing their first game, Squadron Nordy 2. It's amazing, and it would truly revolutionize the FPS industry. Then I woke up and realized that NordVPN is already great and released, and it doesn't need an FPS module, it's a VPN. And you should get it now, links below, discount. Helps channel, read bullet points. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's for a Drake Corsair with a game package and lifetime insurance. All you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that lovely Star Citizen access and ship that can be used for exploration, but it's also this cool little multi-role, multi-crew ship. You just need a comment on any of our videos made during October. That will go into the hat. It's not a hat, it's a spreadsheet. It goes into that, and then a random person is chosen. With the addition of Alpha 4.0 and Pyro, there's going to be tons more to see and explore. The Corsair is perfect for that. Good luck. Please consider supporting the channel as well. We've got the join button under our videos that will make you a channel member. That goes a long way in supporting the channel, as does becoming a Patreon. It's pretty much the same thing, but for different mediums. You can also like, comment, share, or sub, things like that. That all helps with the channel hugely. Thank you so much for your support and watching, and I hope you have a great October.